Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers are in for Wednesday, July 2, 2025. Fans can expect Marco Rios, Adrian Ancondo, to feel like there's more to the story. Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, vows revenge. Plus, Giovanni Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, opens up to Emma Scorpio Drake, braiding Bruna. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC soap opera. Sonny and others showed up right away after hearing about Charlie's pub being on fire. The mob boss was glad that Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, was seemingly okay. However, Sonny was immediately suspicious when he saw Marco. While it was confirmed that Marco's father is responsible for the fire, Christina was not supposed to be inside. So Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, has a lot of damage control to do. In the meantime, Sonny is going to plan revenge. In a preview clip, Sonny tells Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, that if Marco is collateral damage, then so be it. Well, that's a tad cold considering he risked his own life to save Christina. Over at the hospital, Marco is reeling from the night's events. Not only did Marco save Christina's life, but he also learned about his mother's death. The handsome attorney wasn't expecting to walk in to see his mother's cold body, but that's what happened. Marco tells Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, that there is more to the story. I have to wonder which side Marco will end up on. He's a good guy, but he has a complicated relationship with his father. At the same time, Marco won't put up with these mob war shenanigans. General Hospital spoilers for the next episode reveal that Josslyn Jax, Eden McCoy, has a revelation. Outside of charred Charlies, Joss tells Vaughn, Rice Durfee, that Sonny brings death everywhere he goes. However, could Joss remember that Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, showed up at the christening uninvited? Could the blonde also recall that Sonny said he took care of it? That could make Sonny a prime suspect, although Natalia overdosed all by herself. Fans will also see Gio open up to Emma. Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, does some scheming with Brooke Lynn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton. Lucas voices his fears. Plus, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, and Harrison Chase, Josh Twickard, discuss security footage. Are they talking about Natalia's hotel room or the fiery blaze at Charlie's? Port Charles is a city trembling on the edge of implosion as Wednesday's episode of General Hospital promises explosive confrontations, unfiltered emotions, and dangerous revelations that could tear families apart and ignite feuds that span generations. Sonny Corinthos, after a series of betrayals and unexpected losses, is no longer playing defense. He's switching gears into full-on vengeance mode, and nothing, not even a warning from those closest to him, will keep him from delivering retribution to those who've dared to cross him. At the same time, Josslyn Jax reaches her boiling point, shocking her loved ones with a fierce eruption that reveals long-simmering tensions and personal battles she can no longer suppress. And while Tracy Quartermaine is normally the one controlling the chaos, this time, she's the one being thrown into emotional disarray as a situation spirals completely out of her grasp. Meanwhile, Marco is quietly observing everyone, but what he's noticing is far more than meets the eye. His growing suspicions may unravel a secret that ties the entire town together in a web of lies, revenge, and legacy. As the episode opens, Sonny stands alone in the shadows of his office, staring out over the city that once bent to his will. He's a man who has endured betrayals from family, friends, and allies. But this time, it's different. He's been quiet for too long. Now, after Jason's compromised allegiance, Ava's defiance, and Carly's harsh truths, Sonny is ready to reclaim the throne, not just as a mob boss, but as the unstoppable storm he once was. Word is spreading through Port Charles that Sonny has reactivated old contacts, making cryptic phone calls to associates from his past. Men who were once buried deep as cold, methodical, and laced with fury. Those closest to him are worried. Even Dex, watching from a distance, realizes that Sonny isn't looking to settle scores with words anymore. He's preparing for blood. At the same time, Josslyn is spiraling. After weeks of tension and unresolved emotion, Joss finally snaps, and it's Dex who takes the full impact of her wrath. Josslyn accuses him of being Sonny's puppet, of choosing loyalty over love, and of dragging her into a life she never asked for. Her fury isn't just about Dex. It's about her mother Carly constantly making compromises, about Jason's confusing reappearance, and about the shadows Sonny has cast over all their lives. Her outburst rocks Dex, who begins to question whether his loyalty to Sonny is worth the emotional toll it's taken on his relationship. Carly steps in, trying to calm her daughter, but Josslyn is inconsolable. She feels like she's losing herself in the chaos and demands space to breathe, time to think. And perhaps even a future that doesn't involve any Corinthos connections. Over at the Quartermain mansion, the usually composed and commanding Tracy Quartermain is rattled. She discovers that Brooke Lynn has been keeping secrets, again, and this time, they involve a Quartermain asset that may have been mismanaged. Tracy explodes in a rare display of raw emotion, confronting Brooke Lynn and Chase in front of the family. Her fury is less about the mishandling of business, and more about feeling like the last link holding the family together. She's been fighting to preserve the Quartermain legacy, and now she fears the new generation is carelessly undoing everything. But Tracy's rage isn't solely rooted in family matters. Rumors have been swirling that she's holding onto a personal betrayal involving Gregory's estate, and perhaps a decision made in the final days of his illness that is coming back to haunt her. And then there's Marco, a newcomer who has been lingering in the background, seemingly unimportant, but that illusion is beginning to fracture. Marco has been watching Sonny, watching Dex, observing the Quartermains, and quietly taking notes. On Wednesday, viewers will get a deeper glimpse into his motivation, and it becomes clear that Marco's presence in Port Charles is no accident. He begins questioning Sasha about her past traumas and their potential connection to current events, especially the growing tension between Curtis, Sonny, and Valentine. Marco's interactions with Trina also take a new turn, as he gently probes into her father's connections with law enforcement and the underworld. His suspicions begin forming a trail that could tie multiple characters together in a larger scheme no one yet sees coming. Jason, still stuck in a limbo of doubt and loyalty, confronts Sonny privately. Their conversation is tense and layered with unspoken regret and unhealed wounds. Jason warns Sonny not to take the dark road again, but Sonny shuts him down coldly, telling him he no longer knows what side Jason is on. Their bond is cracking, and this might be the moment that finally severs their brotherhood for good. Meanwhile, Ava makes a dangerous move of her own, meeting secretly with Valentine to discuss Sonny's current mindset. Ava, always the strategist, senses an opportunity and subtly manipulates Valentine into seeing Sonny as a threat that needs to be neutralized. The question is, will Valentine bite? Michael and Willow are at odds again. Michael insists on staying involved with ELQ's affairs as a means of keeping an eye on Tracy, but Willow wants to leave it all behind for peace. Willow can't shake the sense that another storm is coming, and her instincts may be right. A new mystery involving her medical past is beginning to surface. TJ receives a cryptic call from a former colleague in Boston, mentioning experimental gene therapy linked to patients from the original GH transplant trials, including Willow. TJ brushes it off at first, but quickly begins to see patterns that suggest Willow's leukemia recovery might not have been as clean-cut as once believed. Back at the Metro Court, Nina is doing her best to remain relevant in a world that seems to be moving past her. She tries to reconnect with Wiley, attempting to mend her fractured relationships with Willow and Michael, but is met with cold resistance. Sasha offers her a moment of kindness, but it's brief. The town's memory is long, and Nina's betrayal still cuts deep. However, she overhears a critical piece of information, something about a shipment arriving through Sonny's legitimate business front. Realizing this may be the leverage she needs, Nina begins plotting a way to redeem herself, or at least secure her own protection before Sonny's fury spirals completely out of control. Elsewhere, Christina gets wind of Sonny's plans and begins to panic. She pleads with Sam to talk some sense into him, fearing that this time he won't stop until someone ends up in the morgue. Sam, still wary of Sonny herself, hesitates, but finally agrees to try. She arranges to meet Sonny at the boxing gym, where an emotional and tense confrontation awaits. Sonny brushes off her concern, accusing her of aligning too closely with Drew and Carly. The walls around Sonny's heart are becoming impenetrable, and the people who love him most are slowly realizing they may no longer recognize the man he's become. Curtis and Jordan, both monitoring the undercurrent of threats in Port Charles, meet behind closed doors to discuss the potential reactivation of a rogue faction within the five families. Curtis thinks Sonny is being set up, and Jordan agrees, but neither can figure out who would be brazen enough to provoke the most dangerous man in town. When Dante joins their conversation, he brings new intel: encrypted messages intercepted between someone in Port Charles and an anonymous contact in Greece. All signs point to a new power move on the horizon, and Sonny may already be walking into a trap. By the end of the episode, the stakes rise dramatically. Sonny receives an anonymous envelope delivered to his doorstep. Inside is a photo, one he never expected to see. It's a picture of Avery taken the day before, at the park, with a red X drawn across her face. Sonny's hands shake as he realizes the war isn't coming. It's already begun. The Corinthos family is officially under siege, and Sonny is prepared to make the first strike. No one is safe, and if his enemies thought he was dangerous before, they've seen nothing yet. General Hospital's Wednesday episode isn't just another day in Port Charles. It's a turning point. Sonny's vengeance is no longer a threat. It's a promise. Josslyn's explosion signals the collapse of emotional boundaries that once held her together. Tracy's fury might destroy the legacy she's worked so hard to preserve. And Marco's rising suspicions could blow the lid off a conspiracy that goes far beyond mob wars and family secrets. Port Charles is a city about to ignite, and no one, no matter how powerful or protected, will come out unscathed. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.